Meeks injury, kind of what's the nature of that? Obviously, you get a month after this before the bowl game. I assume that would be a realistic.
He'll be fine. Yeah, he's really improving well now. I don't think he's going to make it by Friday. So it's too bad. I mean, he's worked so hard and really, learning how to play football and playing the game, and he's done a great job. So yeah, he'll be back for the bowl. I imagine if we were playing, next week, he'd probably be ready for that one.
And then from a quarterback standpoint, how is Brendan recovering and how?
It seems to be feast or famine. Yeah, we had all three guys out there the last 2 days, and they both look good. The guys that haven't been in there. So Cade and Brendan are both practicing, and that's good. And yeah, it's just an interesting dynamic. Went from Max being number 2 to he's been pushed down to number 4. He's not real happy right now. He's done a great job, and real credit to him. He's been a great team player for us.
Chad,
let's go to one register. With Brendan, or I guess, do you know who your backup quarterback is at this point, and how much can Brendan do right now?
So far so good. Obviously, there was some skepticism yesterday for me going to practice, but yeah, he's handled everything really well, and so he looks good. We'll see what goes how it goes this week, and it's a tight week, so we we have a lot of practice time on the field, but. He looks fine and Cade looks fine, so we'll keep our fingers crossed that both of them will be ready to go. Then we'll figure out, what the batting order is going from there.
Hey, Kirk, LA Club Hawkeye Beacon. In that same vein, is Jackson your starter right now? I know you said that after the game. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. And just with that, speaking of Jackson,
yep.
I know you said you didn't meet him till August, correct?
Tim met him in June.
Right.
I think it was June or maybe May, but anyway, you get the point.
Sure.
So yeah, I met him when he showed up.
Mason had said.
Nice to meet you.
Right.
Yeah, right about here too. He's right about this spot.
Mason Richmond had said that throughout camp, throughout some of these practices, he's been able to make some really nice throws. I guess, what have you seen from him leading up to this point now that he's played in a couple games?
Yeah, when Tim saw him out in California, May, June, whenever that was. He was really impressed with his feet and the way through the football. But it's always interesting the quarterback thing because I always laugh about the NFL. When guys have their workouts and there's no pass rush and there's nobody playing defense on the receiver. So like if a guy can't throw on air, it's probably a bad sign. So you never quite know. But he's really done a good job, and I think probably the most amazing part from my vantage point is he's been a scout team player up until a couple of weeks ago, and so it's a lot to get thrown at you. Not that he's doing everything, but he's really handled it well. And as I mentioned Saturday, the fact that he had a week to think about it, week plus to think about it, that's one more hurdle to climb because sometimes you start thinking about how did I get here? What am I doing here? That can work against you a little bit too. But he just seems to be really steady. Unflappable is probably a strong word at this point because we don't know him that well, but he just handles things really in stride, and it's been impressive so far. So he didn't play perfect the other day, but he did a lot of really good things, and I was really impressed with his poise and ability not to get in trouble, which is easier said than done sometimes, especially at that position because you're involved in every snap. The ball's in your hand every snap. A lot of things can go wrong.
David Eichel, HawkeyeInsider.com. Kirk, Jay Higgins just seems like he's kind of the embodiment of an Iowa story. Really under-recruited guy, waits his turn, probably could have had opportunities elsewhere with the transfer poll and everything, but then plays at an All-American level and probably still a little bit underappreciated nationally. I know not within the building in conference play, but just what has Jay meant to this team and kind of maintaining that Mike linebacker standard that you guys have really built over the past 2 decades plus?
Yeah, the thing I'd really accentuate, and you mentioned all the points, but I'd really accentuate that part about him not being in transfer mode. This guy Jack Campbell, and you'd have to be an idiot to say, I'm better than him at that given point. But there's a lot of cutting and running going on, just everywhere in life right now. And instead of pouting or, I'm not saying choke back, but sometimes I call it second team cocoon, where it's safe, it's a safe zone. I really don't have to prepare to my fools because I probably won't be in there anyway. So it's a dangerous place to be when you're a backup. Sometimes you don't do it intentionally, but it's just not the same as knowing you have to go out there and perform and everybody's counting on you. And he never did that. I mean, Jay, no matter what he did, he was just trying to get better, played tremendously on special teams and took a leadership role that way. And it's just who he is. And so, you know, I didn't know none of us knew he'd be as productive as he was when he got his chance to play, but boy, that kind of exceeded, I think, any expectations. But the rest of him, just the way he does things, his commitment to the team, his attitude, leadership, all those things, his mental toughness, you know, I can't say enough about him. And at that position, it's a really important trait. It's important everywhere in football, but that position. So, it's really, and it goes back to recruiting. We just, you know, I think all of us there's a consensus on the staff that, you know, maybe people are missing on this one a little bit, and he really would fit what we do and how we do it. And, you know, it's been great start to finish with him, and he's had such a great career, so just really, really happy for him.
Blake Marcynock, I had Corners David stole my question. But Kirk, is Thanksgiving still your favorite holiday?
Absolutely, yeah, you can't beat it. And it's, you know, 2 days late, but it's okay. We're not complaining.
Well,
It's actually good because we're not working, you know, for a couple of days, which is rare this time of year, so it's really a good deal.
well, as far as Jay goes, his dad Roy is wildly popular among the Iowa fan base, maybe even more so than Jay. I was curious, just your interactions with the Higgins family thus far.
Jay's family?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his dad is like Super Hawk, right? I mean, he's the best. Going back to when Jay showed up here, remember going to a basketball game, Deontay was playing, I believe, Craig, and so we were all there together, and Craig's and Higgins family, and just super people, really super people, and he's all energy, all positive, and you know, we may have to put him on staff here after Jay leaves.
Scott. Scott Document with the afternoon.